How's it going, everyone? I'm Jack Springate, and I'm hanging out here with three awesome athletes. I'm with Abby Cole, Kelsey Sasala, and Lily Hockman. They're all athletes at the University of Michigan, and they're here today to show me a few things that they learned in their sport that maybe they can pass down to an aspiring athlete. So, Abby, what sport do you play, and what position are you on your team?
Okay, I play volleyball at Michigan, and I'm a middle blocker on the team, but currently I'm playing right side, so mixing around a little bit in the front row.
Okay, so what kind of shots do you hit?
So my game is at the net primarily. I'm not a back row player, and I can hit, cross court, line, and then off speed shots. So I try to mix it up.
Right, that sounds awesome. What skill are you going to teach us today? I'm really interested to learn.
Yeah, today I'm going to teach two basic fundamentals, passing and setting.
Can you...
So passing is when you're using your platform. It's the first contact on the ball generally, and it's to control the pass. Setting is the second contact, and it's a setter is a specific position, and she will then dish the ball to an attacker.
Okay, and then the attacker goes all out and wins the point there.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get into the fundamentals of it so we can figure out how to pass and how to set. Woo!
Like that, and you need to have a low base. Notice when I'm contacting the ball, I'm low. I'm not standing up straight and contacting it. That's just for control. You can absorb the pass with your legs, kind of.
Right, so a lot of squats in the weight room, kids. Drink your milk.
Absolutely.
So what position do your forearms need to be in?
Sure, so when you're passing, a lot of people start and they try to do this whole praying thing.
Okay.
And notice your forearms aren't really touching.
Right.
So the goal is to get your arms as close as possible. So make a fist with your left hand, thumb up, and then wrap around with the other hand, thumbs together and then thumbs down, and push your arms together as much as you can. I'm double jointed, so it's a little bit easier.
All right, that's why you're on scholarship.
This motion.
All right, so it's not a swing, but it's more
swinging,
like
you
just...
don't bend your elbows at all,
Right.
but you're using your legs and you're lifting through the ball. Your arm and your shoulder, that motion is very limited.
All right, how about we try some?
All right,
Let's
here we
become
go.
volleyball players.
Get it right back to me. Here we go. I'm gonna just go down the line.
All right, so you also wanted to show us a second skill, and that was?
That is setting.
Setting, great,
Yes.
okay.
So basic fundamentals are, can you hold this for a second? Sorry. So you want to make a ball shape above your head. So anytime you contact the ball in a set, your hands need to be above your head.
Okay.
Even if the ball is low, you need to be the one who gets down to set it.
Right.
So again, there's a specific position. There's a setter on our team. That's not my specific skill or position.
You're the attacker.
Yeah, but it's a fundamental and everyone needs to know how to do it, because in a match, if the setter gets the first contact, then someone else needs to step in and set that ball.
Interesting. How about we try some? All right.
And so for passing, I gave a pretty consistent pass. But as far as setting, it depends more on where you're setting the ball. So if I'm setting an outside, you want a nice high ball. But if I'm setting a middle, it's a lower ball.
Nice, and why is that?
It's a quicker attack. So
I think it's our turn. Show them what we're made of. I think we all learned something about passing and setting. I definitely became a better volleyball player in these last few minutes. Very much appreciated. I think I'm ready for tryouts. come next fall. I know there's a spot opening up where on that outside hitter where you used to be.
Coach would love to have you.
Now we're out in the great outdoors on the Michigan track, and I'm here with Lily Hockman, and she's going to tell me a few things about track that I didn't know about before. So what's the skill that you're going to teach us, Lily?
So we're going to teach you how to run the 100 meters.
The 100-meter dash. I thought I knew how to run before, but what are the tricks and secrets to being at the elite level when it comes to running the 100?
Okay, well, you want to get out of the blocks fast.
Right.
You want to keep your head down until you hit about the 30, and then you just want to go all out. You want to have nothing left on the track.
So you don't look like when you get out of the blocks, your head is down for your first 30 meters, so you're not looking up.
You're going to try and basically fall forward out of the blocks, stay in that forward run, and then just keep looking up until you get to that final full standing position at 30.
Okay, sounds like a good overview. Let's take it step by step real quick so we can pin down some of these details.
Sounds good. Okay, so to start, you want to know which one is your dominant foot. So the best way to do that is just to fall forward and see which one falls with you. So don't even think about it, just lean forward, and whichever foot you immediately want to take out, that's your dominant foot. So that's the foot you're going to want as your first foot coming out of the blocks.
Noted.
So in order to do that, after you figure that out, you're going to want to line up on the line. Take your two hands and make V's with both of them. Put your thumb on the line and your pointer finger on the line on either side, right under your shoulders. You're going to load up, so you're going to take your dominant foot back one step and then go down. And if you're comfortable like this with one knee down, you've found your spot.
Okay.
So when you're in this position and you hear set, you get up and you peak your hips so that you have a straight line from your hips to your neck, and that's when you start your fall forward.
Do you mind demonstrating a start for us real quick?
Sure.
Bang! Probably a lot faster than I could go. Why is that? What were you doing when you were running that made you go
Well,
that
the
fast?
best way to go fast is to stay on your toes. If you're going to be in just a sprint the full time, it doesn't matter if you hit your heel or your toe, but the best way to go is to not even hit the ground fully. You're going to want to just stay up the whole time.
Okay. What about your arms?
You want to pump your arms as fast as you possibly can, because the faster your arms go, the faster your legs go.
All right, sounds good. You two, you guys ready to race?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Let's get it. This is a sport. This is definitely sport. Sports. Now I'm here with Kelsey, guys, and Kelsey, tell us a little bit about your sport and your position on the team.
Well, I'm on the softball team, and I'm the right fielder, and I'm a lefty power hitter. So.
Power hitter.
Yeah.
So that a little bit of a hint onto what you're going to be teaching us today?
Yeah, we're gonna go through the fundamentals of hitting and how to strike the ball.
Awesome. All right, let's get into detail. So let's start with the feet. What should your positioning be when you're in the box?
Okay, so you want your feet to be in a nice wide stance, and the reason you want this is because you're gonna be really balanced, and you want to make sure that your knees are bent too. So I'm nice and relaxed, my knees are bent, my toes are in, and I'm ready to load and get ready to hit.
Okay, so what are we doing with the upper body then?
You want your hands to be relaxed too. You don't want them to be really cocked back or anything. I like to just think about putting the bat on my shoulder and then just picking it up.
Okay.
And then, so once the pitcher starts her windup, that's when I'm gonna start my load back. So when she's in her windup, I'm loading, my weight transfers back to this leg, and it's gonna be about an 80-20 split.
Okay.
And then as she's about here in her windup, so she's gonna come up here, that's when I'm gonna get to toe touch. And what that does is it stops my weight transfer. And then as she releases the ball, that's when I'm gonna decide whether or not I wanna swing. And that comes with the heel plant, so that my the weight that I built up here is going forward.
Okay.
And then my hands are going to stay on this inside part of the ball so that I hit right behind it and then follow through.
And is your head still the whole time also?
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
looking for that ball, figuring out your pitch?
Right. You gotta
Awesome.
gotta make sure that your head's still so that your eyes are tracking the ball so that you can decipher whether it's going to be a ball or a strike to swing at.
Okay. So let's see a cut. Well, I had an awesome time training like a Wolverine with these three athletes, Abby from volleyball, Lily from track, and Kelsey from softball. It was my pleasure to work with y'all. I hope you guys had a great time. And thanks for teaching us some extremely valuable skills for all y'all three sports. All right, so our main goal for this project was to teach people how to play these three sports, track, volleyball, and softball. Just some basic skills to help someone who's just starting out in the game, some basic skills, how to play and how to get into the game. And I definitely learned the basic skills that if I wanted to start a volleyball, bumping and setting were definitely fundamental skills that need to be learned. When it comes to softball, hitting is a huge part of the game because that's the way you score. And then with track and field, it was really fun to be able to get out there and actually have a race against these three because got to put the skills to work. In terms of how it is a global sports culture, having something on film is much easier to use and redistribute because you have so many copies of it, and you could be in China and learn some things that we filmed in the United States about volleyball, track, and softball. So it's something that can really be used around the world and teach to Dutch people around the world.
So the important part about track is that it's an autonomous action. You can go out and just go for a jog, do whatever you want to do, and just get better and better. And the only small changes are going to be when you're at the league level and you become better and better.
So as far as this project goes, something very important that I took away is the importance of fundamentals. And that's something that I forget in volleyball, but learning the basics of softball and track really reminded me of that. Between this class and this project, something that I'm going to take away is the importance of perspective and how important it is to look at different viewpoints of things and just try to broaden my knowledge.
One thing I learned, especially from a softball perspective, relating to this class is really based off the art form that it takes. You can look at any two softball players' swings and notice that their swings are a little different and have their own little twist on them, and they're really unique. And I think that can go the same with the other sports too. So just like really relating it back to how each sport has